What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Yard Red Festival, a tournament where all those proceeds go to support the Red Cross. So thanks for tuning in. You're doing the entire world a giant favor, and it's a really nice of you. So this is going to be Game 3 of Best of 3 we have going between Team Yard and Hellraisers. Game number 1 went to Yard, game number 2 went to Hellraisers. Both of them were really quick. The first one was pretty long. The second one was really quick. As death balls have been the name of the game today. Team Yard did the first one, and Hellraisers struck right back with a Chen pick. They rode straight into a 15-minute victory. And now we're going to go on to a deciding game number 3, where we see two peculiar bans, Pugna being banned out and Legion Commander being banned out. I don't think Legion Commander would have been a really huge pickup for Hellraisers. They completely avoided it in the last game. That being said, they did play game number 1. Didn't really do that great, but it's still, I guess, a possibility that Team Yard really don't want to deal with. Maybe they are okay with giving the enemy the Brewmaster, or risking giving the enemy a Brewmaster. For whatever reason, it is going to be her banned out, and we do see the Pugna banned out from the Hellraisers. Ordinarily, not a hero that is really first ban material, but they've seen Team Yard play with the Pugna twice now. And now this is pretty much a challenge saying, okay, Team Yard, we lost to your Pugna once, we beat it once, can you do anything else besides go for this death ball? That's what Hellraisers are saying. This is pretty much a challenge. Saying, okay, we're going to pick up the Skywrath Mage. Banning out the Pugna is also going to protect that Skywrath Mage, but we want to see you play something different. Let's see if Team Yard can do it. They're going to open up with the Wraith King first of all, which is not exactly the hero that you would really expect to be first picked. You get a little bit of flexibility because he has the flexibility of being run in either a core role or a support, and that's sometimes worthwhile to pick up someone who is flexible in that regard. But at the same time, Brewmaster's in the pool. And there he is. Look at me. I am psychic or something. So, going to be the Brewmaster as the set of first picks for their Team Yard, along with the Wraith King. Very tanky heroes. So, Yard are already off to a decent start. This is picking a Brewmaster, though, into a Skywrath Mage. And that's when things get a little bit sticky, because Brewmaster is no longer able to comfortably blink in Clap Split. He's going to have to blink Split. And even if he does that, it's possible that the Skywrath Mage is completely on point and expects it, sees it coming with the ward or something like that. And then Brewmaster is unable to get his split off because he's just silenced and then Mystic Flared and then takes a whole bunch of damage and then goes down. That's a possibility, and Hellraisers are pretty well suited to prepare for that. They're also going to go for an Nature's Prophet, the Hellraisers. Contributed a whole lot of pushing in the last game. Dive into Nature's Prophet, got a couple of kill participations as well. So it's most likely going to be the same off-lane Prophet for the Hellraisers, as it is going to help them potentially go for a lot of pushing. However, they're going to ban out the Jakiro and Shadow Shaman, so they're seemingly respecting the possibility for Team Yard to go for that death ball, regardless of the fact they don't have the Pugna. With Shadow Shaman and Jakiro, you're going to be able to push pretty much no matter what. Now pretty much all the big pushing heroes are out of the pool or chosen. Hellraisers could still go for a Chen pick, and I think this might be ban-worthy for Yard, as Archstyle's Chen just completely dominated the last game. Did so much for the team and added so much bulk to their front lines. But it seemed like Hellraisers might be on the same exact game plan. They're going to make sure that they have all the pushing power in town, and they're going to try to make something happen off of that. Or they can just play it a little bit slower. Nature's Prophet, Skywrath Mage are two heroes that you could take into the late game and feel pretty comfortable. Maybe they're going to go for a Medusa pick or something like that down the line. Batrider now being picked up from Team Yard, and we are going to see that hero once again going to offer a lot of initiation, along with the Brewmaster, and I expect later down the line a blinking Wraith King as well. So Yard are going to have quite a bit of initiation power that Hellraisers are going to struggle to deal with. Now, in order to defend against this, they could slam pick the Vengeful Spirit and say, okay, you got a Batrider? Fine. We have a Vengeful Spirit. Try to lasso anyone but her, and you're going to be punished. Or they could try to go super aggressive early game and try to get in under the Batrider before he has his Blink Dagger. Because really the Blink Dagger is when Batrider truly gets online, and then the Blink Dagger Force Staff is when he becomes one of the most dangerous heroes on the map. So if you get in before he gets those items up, then you're going to be having an opportunity as Hellraisers where you have a chance to take a whole lot of tier 2 towers, get a whole lot of gold advantage, get your mechs and pipes, Crimson Guards, stuff like that to help your Batrider to help your heroes survive, and then take it from there. But it's going to be a Terrorblade pickup. This is a little bit bold from the Hellraisers. Terrorblade does not fare too well versus what Team Yard have right now. Wraith King is more than happy to duel against the Terrorblade. Brewmaster split is going to be pretty nice for the Brewmaster to keep himself alive, and if your Terrorblade gets initiated upon, then Yard are going to have the time of their lives. That being said, Hellraisers, if they do want to go for this early game pushing strategy, then they can make it happen with the Terrorblade. push with Metamorphosis, get level 4 on that, and then towers are going to be dropping left and right. With the Nature's Prophet as well offering the Treants to put on the front lines, Yard are going to be pushed, I think. They're going to pick up a Troll Warlord, which I don't really know if I like it in this particular team comp. This is going to force Wraith King into a support role, I want to say, as it's most likely going to be Troll, Bat, and Brew playing the cores, and they don't really benefit a whole lot from the Battle Trance. I guess, sure, if you get Troll Warlord, you have the possibility of just perma-bashing Terrorblade, and then it's possible that you could deny him Sunder. But Troll Warlord is actually the mischance on the Whirling Axes is still pretty good. It's not the worst pick, but Hellraiser is going to go for the Ember Spirit, so this is going to be a lot more of a late game than we've seen in the previous 2 games, as both sides have quite a bit of late game to fall back on. Hellraisers actually, with an extremely greedy team composition, need to pick up someone who's just supreme early game, and against a Batrider, I don't know why it would not be a Vengeful Spirit. It's pretty much the early game hero that they need to pick up, and it's a hero that is going to shut down the Batrider really hard, and it's a hero that will offer you just another stun, which currently they have 0 of. Actually, they actually just have no stuns. They have not a single stun. So Hellraisers should grab that one up, but it's instead going to be a Witch Doctor banned out from the Team Yard side, whereas Yard are going to be banning out the Enchantress. Maybe they're okay with giving Hellraisers the Chen. I don't know. I feel like even though Enchantress and Chen are so similar, the fact that Artstyle just played a Chen means that you're probably going to be more inclined to ban out a Chen than Enchantress. I don't know. That's just me. I feel like that makes sense. But instead, it's going to be an Enchantress pick. Hellraisers, they should probably not go for that jungling hero. It is punishable by Team Yard and really doesn't offer them as much constant lane presence, and I think that's really what they're going to need, lane presence, in order to keep everyone safe. I mean, Ember Spirit is going to be mostly fine in the mid lane versus Brew or Troll. It should be a okay lane for Ember Spirit. It's not going to be the best of lanes, but he should be functional in it. And then Terrorblade, he needs help, like he really does. Team Yard with the Ancient Apparition, I believe that means you can't Sunder, which really sucks. I mean, you do a huge nuke to someone if you are Ice Blasted and you try to Sunder someone. I believe this is how it works, unless it is really unique, but as far as I know, Ice Blast means your health pool cannot go up. That means you can't gain life from Sunder. So it's a nice nuke for the Terrorblade with Sunder, but that's about it. So I like this last pick from Team Yard, and they have a nice focused lineup where they're going to be reliant on the Batrider and Brewmaster in order to get the team fight going. And then Hellraisers, surprise, surprise, are going to be going for that Vengeful Spirit. I mean, it's pretty much the best hero that they could possibly ask for. Again, they're completely without stuns. Now they have 1 stun, and now they actually have a nice answer in order to deal with this Batrider initiation. So, it's a pretty easy pick from Hellraisers. Don't have to spend too many brain cells to come up with that one. But it's going to be the lineups now. Overall, I think I like the Yard lineup just a little bit better. I feel like Terrorblade and Ember Spirit just might take a little bit too long to get super powerful, and Hellraisers, they do have offensive capabilities with Skywrath Mage, Vengeful, and as well as the Nature's Prophet teleporting in, so it's possible for them to just run the early game, but it just seems unlikely. Like, Troll's going to be just fine most of the time, Brewmaster is going to be such a powerhouse, as is the Batrider. But the early game is really going to decide the majority of this game. If the Hellraisers get off to a great early start, then Terrorblade as well as Ember are going to get huge, and then Yard are really going to struggle, because Yard, they're not having too much disable either. I mean, they have a Wraithfire Blast, and that's it. The odds of the Cold Feet actually stunning someone in this game are slim, possible, but slim. Later on, they'll have a Lasso, maybe some bashes, but definitely not enough quick stuns in order to deal with an Ember Spirit. You really need to have something like a Hex to deal with him, if you or a Skywrath Mage Silence, Ancient Seal. Those are the best tools that you could possibly ask for in order to deal with an Ember Spirit. If you don't have those, you're most likely going to be struggling a little bit, assuming the Ember Spirit is playing correctly or playing well. But also for the Yard side, they are just going to want to wait a little bit and pick up their Blink Daggers. That's going to be the important time mark for them. Once the Brewmaster and Batrider pick up their Blinks, and jumping onto a Terrorblade is going to be so much easier for them. You get a Blink Clap split on a Terrorblade, assuming you don't get silenced after your clap, and the Terrorblade is probably going to die. Sunder's not going to help him versus Brewmaster, Brewlings, and he's just going to be forced to run away. And he does have a lot of armor, so it's a little bit difficult to kill off the Terrorblade, but he doesn't have any health. And when Yard have the heroes that they have, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get through the Terrorblade with magical damage. but it is possible. Like, their magical damage isn't that high if you take a look at their lineup. Like, everyone has a little bit, like Wraith Fire Blast, Clap, Whirling Axes, Firefly. It's a little bit from everyone. I think that's enough to kill off the Terrorblade in most circumstances. At least, maybe once the Terrorblade gets a little bit bigger, it'll be a lot more difficult to kill him off, but for right now, it'll be possible for the Terrorblade to go down to that magic. So, Blink Daggers I expect to be Yard's biggest pickups, and the early game, as I said before, is going to be determining pretty much everything, as we're having some server issues or something. What, this is Lux? I mean, that's pretty bad. 32% packet loss. The great thing is that as a caster, you don't really notice it until people start like running in place. Then you're like, oh shit, I hope that's not me. I hope that's not just me. Because if it's just you, that means you miss action. But if it's everyone, that means no one is missing out on anything because they're all paused. It's great. But looks like it looks like it is everyone. As Nature's Prophet Troll having some connectivity issues. I'm sure this will all be settled out in just a little bit, guys. But once again, this is Game 3 of the Yard Red Festival. Game number 1, if you're watching on the VODs, was unfortunately the VOD stopped recording for some reason. I didn't press any buttons. I didn't touch it, but it just stopped recording halfway through. So once again, guys, I'm sorry about that. It's nothing I could do when OBS decides to crap out on me. What a terrible streaming platform. Just gonna move to XSplit. No, I'm just kidding. XSplit sucks. But yeah, it should be an interesting game. I think Hellraisers had a lot more of an impressive performance in the last game than they did in game number 1. And I would still overall give the edge to Hellraisers, especially when you have the likes of Archstyle and Dread playing support heroes. That gets really dangerous really quickly. But Yard, I mean, they ran the first game pretty easily, so wouldn't put it past them to take this game either. I suppose while we're in this pause, we might as well go over who's playing what. On the Yard side, we got Delirium, finally off of his Pugna, playing this Troll Warlord. It's another hero that could bring down towers really quickly with Battle Trance, especially once he gets a couple of damage items. He'll be able to tear shit down. Shubashu is going to be on the Batrider. Oh, it's Pashe Bashu. I was calling him Pashu Bashu. Pashu Bashu just sounds better. Pashe Bashu, I'm sure it means something, but I don't know what it means, so I don't know. Zinka's going to be supporting as the Ancient Apparition. We got no one on the Brewmaster, and that leaves Wraith King being played by JK. Over on the Hellraiser side, we got Svet playing the Ember Spirit art style on the Skywrath Mage. We have Ruage on the Terrorblade, Dread on the Vengeful Spirit. That leaves Dive-In once again on the Nature's Prophet. But going back to the Troll, he is going to be able to take down towers, but again, his Battle Trance isn't really going to be a huge factor. JK is being played as a support. Ordinarily, if he was a core Wraith King, then he would be getting so much value out of this additional attack speed from Battle Trance. But for the most part, the Battle Trance isn't really going to be helping. Maybe no one's going to be doing a little more damage. Pashe Bashu is not going to be benefiting that much. And I think the best time I've seen Troll Warlord being picked up was with the Faceless Void and a Slark. That was actually just yesterday. So yeah, that was pretty sweet. Because you get a whole bunch of attack speed, you get more Essence Shifts, stacks, I guess. Are they stacks? You get more agility stolen by Essence Shift, you get more bashes, and everyone benefits from the attack speed. This game, it's not going to be the case where they're not going to benefit at all from the attack speed. They're going to get their smoke blown. Ruage, gotta move, man, gotta move. There we go. Delirium's going to get hit with a concussive shot. Are they really going to fight this one? They have Metamorphosis out, and now they're Chilling Touch into everyone. You do not want to fight against Chilling Touch level 1. It's a terrible plan. Ruage is going to go down. That was so freaking suicidal from Hellraisers. Oh my god. I don't know why they would make that call. I guess they figure Nature's Prophet... No, he doesn't even have teleportation. That was just a huge blunder from Hellraisers. Like, Chilling Touch as a skill is one of the best level 1 skills in the game. Like, giving 50 damage for 3 attacks is huge. Especially if you could land all 3 of them. And when you land it onto 5 people, that's a hell of a lot of damage. Chilling Touch pretty much guarantees that no matter what, the Ancient Apparition team is going to be winning level 1 engagements, assuming he gets it on at least 3 of his allies, and that's exactly what happened. So, Hellraisers really making a terrible decision, end up losing their Terrorblade. It could be worse. I mean, the First Blood happened so early, and First Blood did go to the Troll Warlord. That's pretty bad, but the fact that Terrorblade died before the creep spawn means that he's not actually missing any experience, and he's just going to be up against a slight disadvantage in lane. But, I mean, look at this lane. He wasn't going to have a good time regardless. Vengeful Spirit and Skywrath Mage need to be up here in order to win this lane for Terrorblade, or at least in order to hold this lane. But against this tri-lane, this Terrorblade isn't going to be getting anything. And he used Metamorphosis, which is just like the final nail in this coffin for the Terrorblade. If he had Metamorphosis, he'll be able to fight back, but he doesn't. So he's pretty much at the mercy of this lane for another 45 seconds. They're going to go for Pashibashu over on bottom. He has Sticky Napalm. That's, of course, not Firefly, and he's going to go down. Who's going to take the right click? Dive in, get it. No, it's going to be Skywrath Mage. Artstyle rotating down towards bottom. Batrider with Napalm level 1 is pretty standard, but level 1 Batrider is actually pretty easy to gank up. And now he's going to rotate back into this lane. Nice little gank from the Hellraisers, but of course this is at the expense of their top lane. I don't know. I would rather have Dive In have a little bit of a rough time and then secure farm for the Terrorblade than the other way around. So Hellraisers are going to really be struggling up towards top because honestly there's not much that they could do about this. Their lanes should be stronger up here, assuming Artstyle was in this lane, but clearly that's not the case. Artstyle is on interference duty over on the bottom lane, and Dive-In is not a good matchup versus the Batrider, and you do get a little bit of chip damage with your tree and stuff like that, but once the Firefly is up, the Nature Prophet doesn't have any great tools at escaping that. Artstyle, I expect, should be rotating out of this lane soon enough. I mean, he's putting a lot of pressure onto Pashibashu. It's not enough to kill him for a second time, unfortunately enough. Dive-In doesn't have enough mana or the levels for a Sprout. But still, it's like not quite worth it for Hellraisers to be doing this. They need to be protecting their Terrorblade, otherwise he's going to be completely shut down. And as good as Terrorblade is when he pops his Metamorphosis, he's just so much better once he has Metamorphosis that's level 7. Or I guess Metamorphosis is level 4. You're a level 7 hero. Rotation up from Dread, has a double damage rune, but again, 2v3 is not a fight that Vengeful Spirit wants to take. He will have some backup in the Terrorblade with the Metamorphosis, but the damage needs to be so large to kill off this Troll Warlord that Hellraisers can't do it unless they want to rotate their Nature's Prophet in, and he doesn't have anything to really contribute. He's level 3, he has 2 Treants, so he's more on the pushing plan than anything else. Still, Artstyle is pressuring this lane. They're going to lose Dread up on top, gets hit with the Wraithfire Blast, catch the tail end of that one. But this is the lane that Hellraisers are pretty much sacking. If you're going to have the Terrorblade up here with the Vengeful Spirit, then, okay, if you have the Terrorblade up here, he's going to lose, and you need to have 2 supports here. If you only have 1 support, you might as well have no supports, because the difference the Vengeful Spirit makes is going to be negligible. So I would like to see Hellraisers either rotate Artstyle up to the top lane, and try to get a full 3-on-3 lane, or rotate the Vengeful Spirit down to the bottom lane, and then absolutely crush the Batrider. Either way, it's going to be Terrorblade in some trouble, and right now, Hellraisers are kind of doing half of that situation, where their Nature's Prophet is doing okay on the bottom lane. He could be doing a lot better. Top lane is being lost no matter what. Like, the Vengeful Spirit is literally contributing nothing to this lane, and it's just so much wasted potential. But here we go. Artstyle is going to be the rotation up towards top, and it is going to be the full try-on-try. It is a little bit late, however. Take a look at this Terrorblade, level 3, level 1 on the Vengeful Spirit versus level 3, 2 on the Wraith King. They're going to find JK, though. Magic Missile is out, and here comes the Nature's Prophet. JK should be going down, but Delirium gets the whirling access onto everyone. Going to go to town onto Dread. He will be brought down, and Dive-In take quite a bit of damage as well. Delirium, though, gets sprouted out, is instantly going to chop his way through, and Dive-In does survive. That is going to be a 1-for-1 support for support trade. Overall, it's not the worst for the Hellraisers or Yard, as it is going to be relatively even. You could take a look at the graph. Slightly more gold for Hellraisers, but it's nothing to write home about. Only level 1 Vengeful Spirit going down. Not a terribly huge loss for the Hellraisers, but they also were forced to teleport their Nature's Prophet into that fight, which is going to mean the Nature's Prophet is going to be... Actually, well, Batrider wasn't farming up the bottom lane, so never mind. The Nature's Prophet rotation out wasn't that bad. Terrorblade getting some desperately needed help off of this top lane. He is going to head on towards his level 6 mark, which is going to mean he's going to have more aggressive capabilities later on. And now Svet going to go for no one. The haste rune is out, but killing off Brewmaster is tough. It would have been the perfect timing because he's just short of his level 6 mark, but he'll get this one after one more creep. And once he has that, killing off the Brew is going to be damn near impossible unless both Artstyle and Dread are in this area. They need all the silences they can get, all the lockdown they can get in order to kill off the Brew. Otherwise, he just splits and then you gotta run. And if you have to run with your supports, they're probably going to be dying. Speaking of supports, Artstyle, Dread, they're going to be moving down towards the bottom lane. Once again, trying to go for the Batrider. Firefly is already used. So this is pretty much the perfect time to go into Pashibashu as soon as the Firefly runs out, or just go for it without that. The Magic Missile is going to fly as well as all the right clicks. Pashibashu is going to go down. Nature's Prophet going to claim this one this time, as it's very easy rotation for the Hellraisers. Unfortunately, still, as good as getting picked off on the Batrider is, they're sacrificing the Terrorblade so much. And Terrorblade at this point, you might as well just farm. I mean, you might as well just jungle. Pick up a Poor Man's Shield, pick up a Ring of Bacilli or something like that, and just go on full jungle, because you can't do anything in this lane. If he gets close, he gets hit with the Wraithfire Blast, he gets hit with the Chilling Chilling Touch and Cold Feet, and then he just dies. So he is just going to full on jungle. And Terrorblade jungle is pretty bad. Like, it's possible, but it's just terrible. Especially when you compare it to what Terrorblade can be doing if he had a full lane. It's the only thing he has going for him now, though. At least he can do it. Like, he will be struggling in the jungle, but it certainly could be a lot worse. But this is pretty much this is pretty bad as it is. All right. So 6 minutes in, it's a 3-for-3 right now, and we do see a very early push coming out from the Hellraisers. Nature Prophet, with the help of the 2 supports, is going to be taking down this tower. Fortification is out, but Batrider's nowhere near in range to actually deal with this one. This tower is going to be forfeit. Will be the first tower, but it looks like Svet is in a lot of trouble as well. He's going to jump away, and he will survive. Svet having a very defensive Remnant in the back. Usually you don't see Ember Spirits setting up that defensively, but I guess he just kind of saw it coming. Now going to pop the Flame Guard, going to try to go for no one, and try, at the very least, try to force out the split, but he is going to pop a double damage rune and now bottle up. Svet potentially still in a little bit of danger, but bottom lane's in a little bit of danger as well as dive in. He has taken down the tower with the help of his supports. Once again, this is at the cost of the Terrorblade getting farm, but a tower is a tower, and that's more gold for the Terrorblade, I suppose, so it could be worse. Dive in. Ooh, he's playing a very dangerous game. He's going to spot out the Ancient Apparition. I don't believe he saw the Wraith King. They just wrapped around each other. But Nature Prophet taking down a tower is kind of to be expected. Now Svet potentially looking to be aggressive versus the Brewmaster. Again, just to force out the split and then use his Remnant to jump away. It's pretty safe for Svet at the moment. Like, he could just go super aggressive versus Brewmaster, and he will probably win it if he has double damage rune and the Flame Guard. There it is. So if he gets into trouble, then he will just jump away. Although he doesn't have enough mana, so Svet might have messed up right there. He's going to take quite a bit of damage from this Brewmaster. In the meantime, top lane is going to bring down the Troll, but now Ember Spirit up into the air. Where's the support? No one's teleporting in for him, and he's going to try to bottle up, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to go down. Okay, you know, I thought it was going to be safe for him, assuming he would be able to jump away. But he didn't have that. Mana, for whatever reason, was constrained, and now no one is going to survive off a split. Nature's Prophet probably thinking about going in for this one, but would probably benefit him more if he doesn't. Teleportation up top, towards top. Troll Warlord is going to come right back in, going to get silenced and get hit with a lot of magical damage. Here comes JK, going to try to go for dive in. Magic Missile not available for the Vengeful Spirit, nor is Swap. Dive in is going to get torn to shreds by the Troll and the Wraith King. That's another 2 kills going the way of Yard. Delirium going for the mech on the Troll. Now, mech on Troll used to be a thing in 0.81. Since mech is now more expensive, I don't actually know if this is a feasible way to go. Troll Warlord is dumb. Like, he's got 1 intelligence gain per level. It's one of, if not the lowest intelligence growths in the game. It's like between him and Phantom Assassin for lowest int growth. I mean, he's a troll. Of course he's not going to be smart. So he's extremely stupid. And mech costs 225, I believe. Take a quick look at that. It might be 200. 225, yes. 225 mana to actually use. Once he has that, he has 100 mana left. He wants Battle Trance, he wants 2 sets of Whirling Axes. He can't cast all that, man. He needs more intelligence or something. He needs more levels in order to actually get that off the ground, and he's not going to have the mana to do that. So mech, I think, is no longer a viable item on Troll just because he needs mana. Maybe Arcane Boots from his allies will help him do that, but it's just simply going to be too risky. Regardless, it's a mech on him that's not going to be found by anyone on the Hellraiser side. No one's going to be going for mech on their team once again. And it looks like they are going to be losing a tier 1 top tower. Dread as well as Dive In are in the area, and Delirium wants to go in, blink forward, and a clap. No one's going to surprise him with the blink dagger. No split, but Dread is going to be completely surrounded by heroes. So that's going to jump right in with the Flame Guard, instantly burn through. The physical damage is way too high. Has a backup plan? No, he doesn't. He's going to jump straight forward. Delirium is going to be killed off by Nature's Prophet ultimate, and now Svet going to try to bottle up in the trees. Where are the rest of the Hellraiser heroes? They're not here. No one's running off to the side. Might run into a Terrorblade. Does he have Reflection? He does have level 1 Reflection. Does have Metamorphosis active as well. But no one going to make a good decision and return right back in for Seth. Big crit going to kill him off. Ember Spirit getting caught off guard. And it's going to be a 2-for-1. Actually, Scarth Maid making it a 3-for-1, I believe, in favor of the Hellraisers. Now they're going to find no one. He has to worry about potential Magic Missile, but he has a swap if things get really bad. Nature's Prophet can teleport in, and the split is going to be forced out. Dread, as well as Dive In, now in a little bit of trouble potentially. Magic Missile into the Fire one. That's the one that does the most right-click damage, but Dive In has got to run. Dread trying to pull the aggro off, and it looks like it will work. Now Brewmaster has got to book it. He has a blink dagger as soon as he comes back. Dread, how fast are you? There's the Howl Terror. He's perfectly fast, and the Magic Missile kills off the Brewmaster. Brewmaster, unable to get his claws into anyone, is going to give up his life up on top. And of course the fight recap is not going to be too useful here, but What are you going to do? 7-7. We'll take a quick look at the graphs in just a minute to see the end result of all of this carnage. The tower was held up on top lane, not put towards deny range, unfortunately, for the Hellraiser side. But the Nature's Prophet is farming with the Midas. I expect Terrorblade to be having a Midas as well. Yeah, he does. He's full-on jungling, and although he's not exactly where he wants to be as Terrorblade, he's not being actively shut down. Like, he's not being killed, so he's getting a consistent amount of farm. It's not a high amount of farm, it's just a steady stream of gold given his jungling status and his hand of Midas. So Hellraisers, they're pretty much prepared for the late game. Their Ember Spirit, unfortunately, isn't having that much gold either. He's actually very low on the net worth. Svet has died twice, hasn't really contributed a whole lot of kills, although he has been contributing a lot of damage. Damage doesn't actually get you anywhere. The kills is what everything matters. That does not make sense at all. Everything matters on the kills, not the damage. So Svet, unfortunately, is falling a little bit behind, and Hellraisers right now are on the back foot. They're only 500 gold behind. They're slightly ahead in the experience, but it just feels like Yard have the better heroes with the right farm. The Blink Dagger and the Bat Rider mainly. Like, the Wraith King and the Ancient Apparition are very low level, not going to be able to contribute that much, especially when they get ambushed like this. Now Concussive onto JK. Mystic Flare is going to fly a little bit off to the side, but Wraith King is going to go down regardless. Here comes Delirium with Whirling Axes, gets trapped in. He does have a Quelling Blade, so he digs himself right back out, and then Dread going to swap dive in right back in. Now Delirium is going to get hit with the Silence. Is there another chain on the Ember? No, there's not. Looks like Dread will go down in the end. Now here comes no one. He does not have a split. He's going to try to go for Art Style. He gets chained to the floor, however. Bashu going to look to reinitiate on this one. Nature's Prophet in the area, but he doesn't have that much mana. Now Art Style on the run. He's as good as dead. Might as well just leave him down. And Art Style is going to burn. And Svet, well, he's going to get hit with the Chilling Touch. And now he's slowed down. Going to try to jump away with the Remnant, but he's going to go once again to the high ground. Firefly. No Firefly mana. There's the Firefly. Svet's going to jump around once again. I can't believe he has this much mana to do that. He's going to survive. Remarkable survival from the Ember Spirit. But the score is still tied 9-9. It was a 2-for-2 at the end of the day, but Hellraisers were also taking that as a 4v5 fight. Their 4 heroes are holding down the fort. Not really the best, but it's at the very least buying space for the Terrorblade to farm. And Yard, they haven't put any pressure on the Terrorblade in a very, very long time. Now that being said, they're still doing very well in other places around the map. Even though their Ancient Apparition, Wraith King are very poor, as I said before, they're still getting quite a bit done for their team, and they're doing their job. Bashu is going to get brought down over on bottom. Split now onto the bottom lane. Dive in. Should be able to teleport away, although he gets thrown up into the air. Dread taking quite a bit of damage. He's going to try to run Disruption for Dive in and TP out, and it looks like he might get out. Rock is going to be thrown, but it's way too far off. In the meantime, over on mid lane, JK is going to be initiated upon. Searing Chains now going to be used for round number 2, but the Reincarnation is there. Svet taking quite a bit of tower damage. He's going to take another Wraithfire Blast as well. No, he's not. JK's has that on cooldown. The Courier of the Radiant did go down. Where was that? What? That was... Okay, well, Art Style is going to be initiated upon once again by Delirium, but here comes the Ember Spirit. Landing chains onto 2, but no one is here. Svet's going to get the kill, but he's going to pay for it with his life. Wraithfire Blast is there, and no one, always at the right place at the right time. I have no idea what the Courier was doing here, but it was not a good place to be. Now Dread going to teleport in straight into a Bat Rider lasso. Going to get dragged into a Wraithfire Blast, but here comes Ruage. Going to lay the Reflection down. Dread's still alive, and he's waiting for a Sunder. He's going to Sunder no one, get himself a little bit more HP. Now he's going to hit with the Chilling Touch. Skywrath Mage is going to get sniped up with the Ancient Apparition. That's going to be the Terrorblade down as well. That was a huge fight. This is not useful, Graph. Come on. A 4-for-1. Okay, there we go. That's what I like to see. A 3-for-1. No, it's 4-for-1. Come on, Graph. Fight recap is broken. A 4-for-1 in favor of the Yard team as they kind of bait everyone in with the Wraith King, the Blinking Brewmaster, and the Blinking Bat Rider. As I said, as promised, Blink Daggers being huge factors for the Yard team as they're just taking the numbers advantage every single time. The Hellraisers are constantly being initiated upon, and they don't really have any great disengage tools. They don't have a Ravage or a Black Hole to defend themselves with, and if they're not doing the initiating, they're probably on the back foot. They are still working with 2 Hands of Midas though, and this is not something that's seen from the Yard team, so they're not going to be accelerating into the late game as fast as Hellraisers, but if they keep getting these kills, then, I mean, kills are obviously a lot better than Hands of Midas if you get them this consistently. Art Style is going to try to go for Delirium. Silence Concussive Shot is there. Need a Sprout to kill him off. He does have a Quelling Blade, though. Where's the Mystic Flare? There it is. Chaining him to the floor is going to easily kill off the Troll Warlord. And that's going to be a very nice kill for the Hellraisers to have, although still messing around with the Bat Rider. Here comes Teal. No one is going to get chained to the floor. He's going to get silenced as well. Magic Missile. Do they have enough burst damage? They do. Vengeful Spirit's going to kill off the Brewmaster. No split available. That's the type of pickoffs the Hellraiser really want to have pick up right now. 2 kills. Only 1 kill, says the fight recap. So broken. 2 kills going the way of Hellraisers in quick succession. They should get a little bit more around the map off of this. The Metamorphosis is already out. This is going to tear down this mid-tier 1 tower. Ice Blast is going to fly in. It's going to be a minor annoyance. It's going to connect onto 2 heroes, but Fortification I don't think is enough to save this tower unless Hellraisers decide to back off. I mean, they have dive in here, so you might as well just go for it. Here comes the troll. He shouldn't be able to go jump in on this. No blink daggers on him. Blink dagger, though, on Pashu, who gets chained to the floor, though, and Dread's going to survive. Now Pashu is going to go down. Very quick reaction. No, he's still surviving. Earn charge? Earn charges. There it is. Dread's still in the fire. Going to take quite a bit of damage, but Delirium can't stick onto this Vengeful Spirit as much as he needs to. Phase boots forward. He's not going to be able to secure the deal. They do defend their tier 1 tower, but they lose the Batrider for free. Hellraiser's taking kill after kill, and now no one's going to jump in. He's going to get silenced up by Art Style. Mystic Flare is available, but won't kill off the Brewmaster without some more help. And Ice Blast will barely clip the Skywrath Mage, but it's not really going to be relevant. 14 to 15, and very quick reactions from this Ember Spirit. The chains are being so useful, more so than they usually are. Like, they've been setting up for Mystic Flares, they've been saving his friendly Vengeful Spirit, and really, for Yard, they have to go for the Vengeful Spirit every single time as the Batrider. Because if they don't, Vengeful Spirit just snaps the lasso and then is just going to be happy with that. So if you don't get the Vengeful Spirit, you don't get anyone. Now they're going to go for Ruid. Doesn't have a Sunder, and he's going to be brought down solo by the Brewmaster. Teleportation support is available as the Vengeful Spirit does come in, but unfortunately for them, they actually can't do anything. Nature Prophet, though, is going to snipe out the AA, farming the jungle very low HP, I think. Now swap back, swap and blink. Okay, that was weird. So it is going to be a 1-for-1. Terrorblade going to be going down. He does have still the Hand of Midas and is going to be going towards a Yasha. So he's still getting his farm up. But the net worth is actually being led by the Nature's Prophet. He has a level 3 book. Holy crap, 516 on this guy. He's going to be absolutely huge. So huge, in fact, that he's going to try to 1v2. I don't know if he's this big. He's going to try to go for JK, burning out all of his mana. He's going to instantly TP out of this. The Mystic Flare is there. He doesn't go down, though. Bashu is going to be the one to take the focus. He's going to go down. It could have almost been 2-for-1. Unfortunately, the chain's going to the wrong person. Ice Blast will fly in. We'll connect onto 3 heroes, but it's not going to be doing that much as no one's here to follow up. They unfortunately don't have anywhere to push on this bottom lane, so it was a whole bunch of heroes moving down towards the bottom lane. I guess they get the Batrider, so it's worth it, but still it could have been a little bit more if they got the Wraith King as well. And top lane Ruij is in quite a bit of trouble as Brewmaster's once again on the hunt. Without a split, though, Brewmaster can't do this, though. Blinking into a Metamorphosis is incredibly dangerous, especially with a Sunder. So no one's got to play this one very safe, especially when Nature's Prophet has the capability of teleporting in. Although he's going to potentially use a teleport, he was channeling it. No one. Oh, come on, there it is. Clap, and he's going to initiate on an illusion. Mind games, son. Mind games. No one is going to still be on top lane as Terrorblade just wanting to find his farm and try to apply some pressure elsewhere. Not pressure on towards the heroes, just pressure on the lane so that the rest of the Hellraisers heroes can pretty much do whatever it is they want to do. Whatever that may be, it's push mid lane, farm up, try to get their Ember Spirit some drums, because this guy is actually still pretty poor. Net worth, he's not doing well at all. Or go for pickoffs. Going for the Wraith King is going to be a perfectly viable kill, especially with these Necro Books available in 10 seconds. Burning out the Wraith King's mana means no reincarnation. And that's going to be a pain in the ass for him to deal with. Art Style also in the area. He's going to spot out Zinka. He's going to see that there is a ward there. Now Delirium going to jump around to dive in. They're going to burst down Delirium so quickly and catch Zinka on the Sprout. It's going to be the Skywrath Mage giving up his life, but it's a double kill for Dread at the end of all that. Now Svet going to try to go for Bashu. No one is in the area. Burn him out. No, he's not going to be burned out. The Necro unit's not able to get that done. Now Sprout in from dive in. They're going to leave Dread for dead as everyone else is going to leave. The Ember Spirit's going to land a little more damage with a Sleight of Fist. JK taking actually a pretty good amount of damage from the Necro units, but they're not focusing anyone. Necro units not being microed at all. Now the Ember Spirit up into the air. It's going to be the Wraith King still surviving because the Necro units are still chasing after someone. It's going to be dive in. Did he buy back from this one? No, he's just going to respawn. He teleported away actually, but he teleported right back into a whole bunch of heroes. Bad idea from dive in. He's going to be brought down. Here comes the Ember Spirit once again. Won't be doing jack as Ruij is also in this fight. Doesn't have a Metamorphosis though, so he can't do anything either. Now the Ice Blast is going to be connecting onto Ruij almost for sure. There it is. Another Blink Dagger is needed from no one. In 8 seconds, he'll be able to kill off Terrorblade if he really wants to give chase, but the support is coming from the Hellraisers, and Yard can't make it happen. They're going to have to once again be dealing with chains. There it is with the Mystic Flare onto 2. This is going to be the death of the Wraith King. Yes, he goes down. Delirium also wants to go right back in onto Svet. No chains just yet, but he will have it soon enough. Ember Spirit is going to get bashed down by Delirium, but the support is there. Delirium should be dropping it at the expense of the Skywrath Mage. Now no one on the run has a Blink Dagger and a BKB, so he should be be pretty safe. Terrorblade really wants to get the Sunder out onto no one, but he's going to take a magic missile in the end, pop the BKB, now turn around for Dread. He's all alone, and Nature Prophet is not going to be able to help out. Dread is going to be going down one way or another. The Vengeful Spirit at the expense is going to be about it, as it's going to be Pashibashi looking for a little bit more. Can't find anyone just yet. That's going to be a 2 for 2. This game is just an absolute bloodbath, and when you're having this many fights, Brewmaster is a king. And so is the Troll Warlord. They love fighting this early. Ember Spirit doesn't really like to do it. He's more of an assassination type of guy when he's working with the fixed cooldown of the Fire Remnants. Terrorblade doesn't like to do that either. So Hellraisers, though there's still ahead 1 kill, we're going to take a quick look at how the graphs actually show. It's actually, yeah, after the last couple of fights, Yard, we're pulling it back just a little bit. Still Hellraisers with a slight advantage, mostly because of the Hands of Midases that have been working overtime for them. But this game, absolutely chaotic. Hellraisers need to get some real items up. Perseverance is up on the Ember Spirit, which is, I guess, really nice. The Medallion, I love that pickup from the Vengeful Spirit, is going to help them fight a lot earlier, which is exactly what they need, because it's 20 minutes in and they're pretty much going toe-to-toe at the moment. So big items being picked up on the Hellraiser side, or important items, let's say. Urn is up on the Yard side, Mech is up as well. Blink Dagger Force Staff on the Bats, and that's about it. Wraith King is pretty broke. They're going to go in for Dive-In, though. Blink, Clap, Ice Blast. Needs TP. Doesn't have a TP. Actually does have a TP. I think he's going to Shatter, though. Shatter? No, he should be just fine. He's just fine. Yes, he's going to live. That was close, but in the meantime, Roshan, in they go. With the Medallion minus armor plus the Howl of Terror. Wave of Terror. Why do I keep on calling it Howl of Terror? Because Warcraft 3, I believe Pit Lord has Howl of Terror. It's just in my mind. And they're going to bring down Roshan. Is Howl of Terror also... I think I already looked this up, but I forgot. Howl of Terror might be what the Vengeful Spirit's skill is called in Dota 1. So that might be why my mind is stuck like that, but it's a wave. Even though it looks like a howl, and she howls. And it's a haunting voice. So it's a Howl of Terror, guys. Just deal with it. Roshan down, and Terrorblade going to run straight into a Bat Rider plus a Brewmaster. This is going to be the death of the Aegis. That was not lasting very long at all. Terrorblade is going to get hit square on by the Ice Blast as well. Could have gone down twice, I think, if Yard stuck around, but now no one, potentially in a little bit of trouble, is going to dodge the chains, though, so he's going to be just fine. They kill off the Roshan, get a little bit of golden experience. Unfortunately, they don't get an Aegis off of that one. Ruij is going to keep on farming for himself, and with an Ultimate Orb in his inventory, well, he's getting messed up by these Satyrs, man, so Terrorblade, you're not going to feel too comfortable about that one, but it should be, I believe, a Manta style for the Terrorblade. It's possible that he goes for Yasha straight into an Eye of Skadi, but I don't think this is a Skadi game. This is a game where you pick up the early game items as much as you can because you are fighting so early. So Manta style should be the item pickup for Terrorblade, though picking up an Eye of Skadi, if you could find the gold for it somehow, it would be a huge item for him to pick up, because then at that point, Yard pretty much don't have enough to kill Terrorblade. Well, they'll have enough, but it'll be very difficult. They'll need Ice Blast at the very least. Regardless, more stats for the Terrorblade. And he's still farming up, as is the Nation's Prophet, who's going for an Ultimate Orb of his own. This one should be a Sheep Stick, I expect. They're going to have to prepare for a defense, though. Their bottom lane is being pushed, and no one has a Blink Clap split. It's not going to be Aghanims just yet, but he has the BKB, so he's going to be able to BKB, blink in, clap, and then split. Getting the clap is crucial, as I said before, in order to ensure that your split does damage, but they're going to lasso onto Dread. The magic damage of Pashibashi, though, is going to be huge. He's going to go down in exchange for Dread. Not a worthwhile trade for Yard. They're still going to hold on to their split, though, as the fortification is out. Ice Blast is going to come through, not connect on anyone. Svet looking for a little bit of chip damage harassment. Can land some chains onto a couple people. Now he's going to jump away from the Wraith Fire Blast all the way up to the top lane, in fact. He's going to have to split push or teleport right back in. Delirium going to get trapped in, though he does get himself out of there. Split is still available from no one. He's going to go for Dive-In with the rest of the BKB and use Split as an emergency tool. Now Ruij is going to get jumped right back in as Dread tries to swap himself out of there. The split is out, but really the rest of the Yard are not here. Dread's going to be focused down, but the Broodlings are dropping mighty quick. That's going to be 2 Broodlings down, and the third one trying to hide in the trees. They see him? I don't know if they see him. He's invisible. They're going to try to go for it. Brewmaster does have a TP. He does have a TP scroll. So, no one. He's going to try TP, but Dread finds him. Magic Missile, and no one's now in incredible amounts of trouble. He's going to try to duel up against Dread, but here comes the Skywrath Mage. Dread taking quite a bit of damage, but now no one's double silenced up, and he's going to go down. Man, that was really close, but that's the power of a Terrorblade. Those illusions are going to be trucking you, and that's a nicely won fight for the Hellraisers. They lose the Vengeful Spirit in the very beginning of that fight, but it ultimately ended up being a 1-for-3 trade. Terrorblade, with the Metamorphosis, absolutely tearing through those Broodlings. they didn't stand a chance. Like, they were all dealing like 80 damage a pop. That's pretty insane. Also, Pashibashi over on mid, getting hit with the Wrath of Nature. Double jump in for Svet. He's still going to get chain stunned regardless. He now picks up the Battle Fury. A little bit late to really help out here, and there's no real cleave value to be had. He's now completely out of mana. He's going to get lassoed, needs to bottle up. He's going to get dragged right into an Ice Blast, though, and he's going to go down, I expect. The Flame Guard is not available. He's going to buy himself a little bit of time with another Sleight of Fist, and JK is getting hit pretty hard. The slowdown onto Svet is going to not be his death just yet, as diving gets swapped back. JK is going to throw out one more stun. Svet is still alive, and he's going to survive, I think, in total. Delirium's going to try to go for Dread, but here comes Ruich from the side. Delirium's going to go down. In the meantime, still JK is chasing down Dive, he's going to try TP. That's a futile effort. That's a triple kill for Art Style. Svet lives, and they're going to keep on going for this one. He's going to teleport straight back into the base and then bounce back onto his Embers, onto his Fire Remnant, and this is a nice push opportunity for the Hellraisers to have up a whole lot of gold and a whole lot of experience off of that last set of fights, and now the huge experience and gold advantage is noticeable for them. The damage items are all there. Ice Blast is going to come in, and no one's going to jump in straight for a clap split. But I think this is something that the Hellraisers could actually fight back against. Dread is taking quite a bit of damage. Unfortunately for him, he's going to force staff himself out, but already 2 of the Broodlings are dead. Only the Earth one to remain, and the Earth one might actually be stuck. No, it's not going to be blocked out completely, but it's still an incredible amount of trouble. I mean, teleportation from the Batrider might buy him a little bit of time. Brewmaster is going to blink out, maybe. No, he's going to chain down to the floor. Now no one's going to die. I think Artstyle is going to be the target of focus. However, Lasso is not used just yet. It's now going to cool down. Pashibashi is still dropping pretty low, as no one does jump forward, try to go for this Vengeful Spirit, but she's not really with the trio you want to go for. Now no one is going to trap in the Sprout, is going to be brought down. Here comes a Troll Warlord, potentially from the bottom, and it's Pashibashi still up on top, who's the threat. But it's going to be 1-for-1. They're going to jump forward, not catch the Batrider, as here comes Delirium and JK, both the Chilling Touch already on them, looking for a Wraithfire Blast. Won't find anyone, as Sunder is still up as well. That should be a full disengage, although Svet, with the bottling up, he wants to go back in. Swap onto Delirium, get a chain to the floor as well. 1-2 hits from the Terrorblade will kill him off. Now JK stuck in the trees as well, popping off his Blade Mail in desperation, but it's not going to be enough to save him. Ruich gets a double kill off of all of that, and off to the side is just Pashibashu, slipping away from the real problem area. But 22-30, as Hellraisers take more and more of an advantage in this game. These items, mainly the Mantis Style from the Terrorblade, helping him so much in the damage output, and the fact that Vengeful Spirit is actually deceptively tanky with the Medallion armor, the Urn, as well as the Strength Treads. She's just not dying. Now Svet is going to try to go for Pashibashu, finished up a Hex right before Dive-In came right in, and now another Sleight of Fist, not enough to kill off the Batrider. Looks like he will make it out alive, unfortunately. For the Hellraiser side, the Hex came out right when the Batrider was over trees, so you can't really keep track of them there. But regardless, 22-30, and Hellraisers have now taken a commanding lead in this game with big items to pick up, such as this Scythe of Vice, such as the Mantis Style of Terrorblade, with another 4,000 gold to boot. I think this actually might be an Eye of Skadi at this point. And as I say that, Eye of Skadi is, for the most part, picked up. 2 Ultimate Orbs, going to make him so much bulkier. 20 to all stats is insane. Battle Fury and the Ember Spirit, not too sure how much value it's actually getting. No real huge monumental crits, but still, we have a lot of items. Art Style is getting quite a few kills. 10, 5, 12. Now has Plate Mail and a Ghost Scepter. This Skywrath Mage is very durable, although he doesn't have that much health. So I'm expecting a Shiva's Guard potentially for the Skywrath Mage. Will help him do a lot more damage, although an Assault Cuirass just for the team might not be too terrible either. They're going to try to go for Delirium. Hex, not going to be used just yet. But Hellraisers, they have a Roshan to pick up eventually, not just yet. I still think they're powerful enough to just keep on forcing fights, as Yard are going to be struggling to make anything substantial happen. Really, if they want to back off and wait for the Eye of Skadi, that could also just be another great way to go. Their Terrorblade is still working with Hands of Midas, and now he's on the top of the net worth chart along with their Nature's Prophet. So Hellraisers are going to be feeling pretty comfortable with their situation in the game. It looked a little bit rough for the first 15 minutes of the game. Actually, that's almost exactly 15 minutes, look at that. But now they've taken such a huge lead in golden experience that they have choices. They could wait and do nothing and then just try to take this super late, or they could just keep trying to push and use Metamorphosis as whenever it's on cooldown. Have that be the dragon form equivalent of the Hellraiser side. What they have to be careful of is doing this. They're potentially exposing themselves a little bit too much on this bottom lane. Maybe with Nature's Prophet being able to teleport in, they'll be able to defend themselves, but this is incredibly risky by the Hellraisers. They're pretty much bluffing down in the bottom lane to make Yard think that they're all 5 heroes here, but Brewmaster is getting hexed up on top. He already used his Blink Dagger. Now the Metamorphosis is up, and no one's going to get absolutely demolished. He's going to be forced to split if he wants to survive. Trying to go into the trees. They are going to be destroyed, though. Brewmaster's still alive, and the Sprout is going to not kill him off, but now he's stuck. They have to kill off Storm 1, and once they do that, no, he's going to be invisible. So now the rest of the Brewlings are going to run away. Fire is going to get demolished. Earth is still alive. I think keeping Earth alive is going to be good for Hellraisers. In the meantime, Wraith King is going to pick out the Skywrath Mage down towards the bottom lane. Storm is going to be going down. Earth, still off to the side, is going to be hiding, and he's going to blink up north. They're not going to find him. Brewmaster gets to live, and they lose 2 over on the bottom lane. God damn it, I was watching the wrong fight, guys. Oh man, whatever. 2 kills for Yard, and as I said, Hellraisers on this bottom lane is an incredibly risky way to go. Even though they are very strong, fighting 3v5 or 3v4 is not really what you want to be doing. As their eventual Skywrath Mage, capable of bursting people, not exactly what they want to be doing though. Lots of commitment on this bottom lane, kind of wasted when they could have been just sitting back and jungle farming. This is going to buy enough time for Rouge to finish off his Eye of Scotty. Not really a huge jump in power, as Eye of Scotty is a pretty linear item, but it's still a lot more power at the end of the day for the Terrorblade. So it's going to be an incredibly useful item for the Hellraisers to have. Nothing really too big on Nature's Prophet. They just have to make sure to not give up fights like that too often. Like, that was definitely not worth it. But going for Roshan now is going to be, looks like what they want to do. Vengeful Spirit isn't up, so they don't have the minus armor for that, but she has a tier 2 tower on the bottom lane to teleport into. And I think Rouge is going to be able to, for the most part, solo this one. I don't know why you silence the Roshan. Does that... Did he silence the ground slam? Could you do that? I mean, he's not going to slam anyway because there's not enough heroes nearby, so... I guess that does work. I don't think it's worth it, but... You're not doing any magical damage to Roshan, so the seal isn't going to amplify anything, but... At the end of the day, it's going to be Eye of Scotty on Terrorblade, now in Aegis, and now is when you go for the bottom lane. Now this makes sense. They're going to go with such a powerful hero who's going to have 2 lives plus Sunder. Buyback is available, I think, if he wants it. It's not available, but it's close. Regardless, it's going to be a nice Doom push for the Hellraiser side. And with the Necro units and the Treants, they'll have so much stuff to just throw at the enemy base. Batrider's going to lay some fire down to start things off. And gotta watch out for the Brewmaster initiation. Hellraisers don't have anything to deal with the Brewmaster aside from pure damage. And the Terrorblade is going to have to keep himself safe. If he doesn't, as long as he doesn't get hit with the lasso, then he should be fine. And even if he does, he has a Vengeful Spirit to fall back on. So here's the siege. Jump in from no one. Going to pop up the BKB immediately and save the split for a little bit later. But he's actually not going to be doing too much. He's going to be forced out almost completely, dropping very low. Now Delirium going to try to duel up against Rouge. Not a good idea. He's going to hit with a full-on Mystic Flare. Trying to force dive out. Not going to happen. Blink back in from no one, but he instantly gets hexed up, and he's going to die. Pashibashu going to be focused down. Gets a lasso onto the Ember Spirit, but it's not going to last for very long. Rouge going to kill off the Wraith King. Swap back now onto Zinka. He's going to be focused down by Rouge. He's going to lose the Aegis right now, but it's not really going to matter. There's the death of the 4th hero from Yard. They are going to buy back with their Brewmaster, but he's all alone right now. Facing up against so many heroes, he might kill off Svet. He's not going to do it just yet. 8 health, this Ember Spirit, 40 HP, is going to survive. Rock, Sleight of Fist. No, Sleight of Fist a little bit too late. He could have dodged it potentially, but now the Brewmaster in a whole boatload of trouble. Art style is pretty low, but the damage is enough to kill off the Brewmaster straight up. That's going to be GG. That was so very close. It's going to be Yard dropping down to the lower bracket, and Hellraisers going to be winning this one 2-1. And 3 action-packed series. Really doesn't get any more action-packed than that. Let's see if I could very quickly... Yes, we got Yard Red. Let's see. We have... Okay, so the winner is going to be Hellraisers 2-1. They're going to be moving on to round 2 in order to face Album Sheet in that round. I don't know when that's going to happen, guys. This tournament is rather slow and methodical as opposed to just blasting all the games out, so that'll happen a little bit later on. But thanks for tuning in here on the HeflaTV ESFX channel. I'm Mike Loris. I've been your only caster for today. I hope you enjoyed the casting. If you do enjoy it, then be sure to head on over to Twitch where we usually cast. In fact, twitch.tv/HeflaTV2 is active right now with the BGC, big South American tournament, so be sure to tune into that. Also, you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at twitter.com, facebook.com/HeflaTV. The VODs will be up on youtube.com/HeflaMoke. Again, game number 1 VOD is half of it because OBS crapped out on me. Sorry for that, but what are you going to do? Other than that, I'm Mike Loris. You can find me at twitch.tv/Mike Loris and at Mike Loris on Twitter. And that's going to be it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys for the next game. Should be more games happening tomorrow, so be sure to tune in then. I'll see you till then, guys. GG.